my name's Lainey. I'm the maker behind Penny Pot Cottage, and if you're new here, then welcome, and if you are returning, thank you very much for coming back to join us once again. Got a little bit of a yarn haul today and some makes to show you. So yeah, let's get into the yarn haul, shall we? Because that always is really exciting, I think. It won't be terribly exciting because it is just my usual, but I've just about sliced open the packet and that's all I've done, but it's here. Look, I'll show you if I can lift up the bag. So that's one bag. And oh, my other one's over there. Hang on a second. There you go. Here's the second one. I haven't opened that one yet. So this one it's all snug of a bug. It's all, I can't speak properly. Snug as a bug. I've just got back. I did the Launceston Farmers Market for Steve today, and it was atrocious weather. And do you know what? I'm going to pull this back now. It's so sunny out there now, but I don't know, 5 minutes ago it hammered it down. So our weather's just nuts. I mean, summer parked off and left, slamming the door on its way out, like pff, see ya. And autumn has really come in. Anyway, snug as a bug. And this one is, oh, I don't always have them, sometimes they do. Anyway, this is oat milk. So these are all animal colours because they're for my commissions, and for the cats and things that I put on the stand. Here we've got a grey. Oh right, this one says on there warm grey. So this is also snug as a bug, warm grey. And black, always need black, and I've never got enough. So that's snug as a bug black. Oh, and my other favourite colour, white. I love using white, it's so soft. So white, and this is just, oh, that's right, sorry, this is I was gonna say this just says grey. That's because this is toasty. I love toasty. Some of it actually, if I just get that, so this is snug and this is toasty. They look exactly the same, apart from the colours obviously. And a lot of the times actually when you feel them, I think that toasty feels slightly softer, but fun enough the grey doesn't. So the grey, they're not as good value. I think they're $4.99 for 200 grams, and when these are on offer, they're on offer £5.90, £6, 2 for £6. Very occasionally they go full price, and we all just go, no, not full price. It's always when you desperately need to order something and you can't hold off because you know they're going to come back off on sale. But anyway, it's probably one of those legalities where they want to sell them for £6, so they double the price, which then means that they have to put them on sale put them back on full price for 28 days or whatever the ruling is, before they can then put them on sale. I mean, I'm here for that if that's what they want to do. I just wish that they would make it £6 or 2 for 12. I'm always happy to buy doubles. So Wool Warehouse, should you find my little channel, just make them 2 for 12 permanently, you know, or £6 each would be great. But if it has to be so that we buy multiples of, I think everybody I know would always buy, you know, two balls to get them at £6. But yeah, so toasty's nice, but it works out a little bit more expensive. Whole bag. So I got loads of white. In fact, I think I got 3 white. I think I got loads of black. So here we got teddy bear. Okay, so this is the dark one, teddy bear. And another one of those. I went a bit mad. Well, I didn't go mad. I just decided I needed to stock up. I've still got quite a few behind me, and in a box downstairs I've still got my last order that came in, and I sat and wound it all up, put it all really back. It fitted really nicely back in this box. The box is like huge, like they come sometimes. And I thought, yeah, I'm not taking that upstairs. So I've been working out of that, which is downstairs in our back room. It's kind of not ideal because it's not in the way. It just doesn't need to be there, except it does. But I'm not planning on doing much tomorrow. So I think I'm going to sort out my yarn wall, squeeze in what I can, and then the rest of it will have to go back in that box and sit downstairs. But my mum is, sorry, this is a complete tangent, but if you're new here, I'm sorry, this is kind of what we do. And if you're not, then you're just used to me waffling on, starting a subject, waffling on and going off. But we're very, very, very close to my mum being able to move into her cabin, which means I will get the spare room back, which I call it the spare room, just to appease my husband. We all know it's going to become my yarn room. I mean, you know, why not? And my granddaughter's bedroom when she comes, but she's still only a baby, so she won't be coming on her own yet. It's going to be my yarn room. So then this will be going next door, and it will also double in size, I hope, which probably means that my yarn orders will just double in size. But what? How dreadful. You know, what a bad thing to happen. Anyway, back to it. So Cookie, don't use that one as much, but it's a really good colour. I just like to have it in stock, and I think I've got some downstairs as well. And then lastly for this bag was, yes, so I ordered 2 Toasty in black. As I say, they do have ever such a slight different texture, with this being slightly softer. But the good thing is that when you pair it with the snug, I can't reach the black. I can't reach the black now. I've thrown it all the way over there. But also it's wrapped in plastic. But when you put them together, there's no difference. So if I do run out of the snug and I move on to Toasty, there's no different. And they've all been tested. So I know, and they've all got their certificates and everything else. So yeah, it's great that I can sometimes switch them up if I want to. I just kind of, you know, sometimes you just think I fancy using something different. And as I say, financially not quite as good value, but I mean we're talking pennies, so it's not as if it's, you know, it's not as if it's stupid to use Toasty. I'm just going to pack these back in the bag just for a second while I throw that one away. I'm going to put you on pause a minute. Sorry, I just need to look over here. I'm going to put you on pause a minute while I grab a knife and slice open out of the bag. Am I going to do that yet? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that yet. I'll do that in a minute. Hold on. Hold your horses. I haven't finished. I haven't showed you some other things. Right. So, let me show you. Just some things I've chucked into a bag here. Right. So, last time we spoke, I think it was just before Widdicombe Fair. Let's park that. Move that aside. I showed you a cat that I had double-stranded because I'd been talking to Lucy and she'd shown me one that she had done, and I think hers was a commission, a ginger tabby, I think. Anyway, I really loved the effect, so I had a go, and I teamed up Snug and Yarnsmith Chenille, and I thought, yeah, this is, I quite like this, but as you know, they do tend to come out quite, you know, a bit bigger. So I thought, yeah, I do quite like that. But it being that it's so thick, it's a little bit harder to work with. But I will charge more for it. So, you know, if they sell, then that's great. But anyway, so I was chatting to Lucy a bit more, and it turns out she didn't mean Snug and Chenille. I think I can't remember the brands she uses. I think she uses Yummy. Anyway, she double-stranded 2 types of chenille, not blanket and chenille. And I thought, So anyway, so here's this little guy. So I don't know if he has got a little pink butt. I don't know if you can see that. So there's him. And I've got the orangey, gingery one that I did. I think it's that, I'm sure it is. Yeah, the one I showed you previously, to go in my stock. So I wasn't unhappy, but I thought, I have been looking for a way that I can get on with chenille. Now, me and chenille are not good bedfellows. I don't know. I don't have a particularly tight tension. I find when I crochet, I can't actually hold the yarn in this hand. I don't know why. You know, I can't wrap it. I can't hold it and tighten it. I just can't. So this hand is pretty much redundant. It's used really just to hold the thing that I'm crocheting. So because I don't have a tight tension, it means that chenille, even going down to like, well, 4.5 hook just feels like I'm going to drop it all the time. It's really not comfortable, and I've tried to persevere, but I just didn't like it. But I love chenille, and I hate I love it, but I hate it, and here's why. I'll tell you for why. If you're Gavin and Stacey fans, hopefully you'll get the Uncle Bryn reference, even though that was not an accent at all. Yeah, I mean, it sheds. It works out a little bit more expensive. It only comes in 100-gram balls. But the two things that I love about it is I love the feel of it, that especially for the cats. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Especially for the cats, you get almost like that velvety, furry texture. And I think that's really lovely. Not so much for the dogs. I still think the dogs work up better in blanket yarn, but the cats. But also, and I've lost, where am I going? The colours. The colours that you get with chenille. Now, I've tried and tested Yarnsmith's chenille, Yummy, and Wallen's Bunny Baby. Yummy is one that I will use with the method that I'm going to show in a minute. The other two I really like. So here's how I have managed to sorry, I'm so tired. We had a really full day out yesterday. We went to St Ives and we met up with my son and his girlfriend, and we took the dogs and we took my mum, and it was a lot of work, not just walking around and enjoying ourselves on the beach, which was lovely. It was a lot to kind of make sure that everybody that needed help got help. Yeah, it's just been a little bit tiring, and then up this morning for the market as well. So I'm really sorry if I come across even more forgetful. Let's just go with it, shall we? Let's just go with it. So anyway, the way that I have found to use chenille, which I absolutely 100% love, and I am therefore, and I can't stop doing it, I double strand it. So I take 2 strands of chenille. I do what Lucy did in the first place, and I'll show you some combinations that I've come up with. Now, these are just ones that I've so far just had in my stash. Just odd colours and things that I've wanted to put together. So this one, I think he's adorable. I mean, look at that colourway. They're not, the ones I'm going to show you are not the most natural looking colours, but sometimes I do have people that are actually drawn to something slightly different. And I just think, I mean, he could be a bit of an odd coloured cat, couldn't he? So I think, well, in fact, I know that this was a Yummy and a Wallen's Bunny Baby on that one. And I used 20 millimetre eyes on him too, which I think look quite cute. They're slightly bigger than the usual. I usually use 18. So here we've got, I kind of think this one is like cappuccino and latte. So can you see? No point doing that. I don't even know why I'm doing that. I'm doing it like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so there was that one. My daughter-in-law liked him. There was this one. This is, oh, these, that's the, in the light here, that looks almost blue, but it's not. It's a very light sort of silvery grey, and then the darker grey. Yeah, and again, the bigger eyes. And then this one, I love this one. This is probably my favourite one. Little white features and everything. And then that colour. Really love that. The one thing I really struggle to get is a really decent ginger tabby. And there's some yarns out there, but they're not compliant, so I can't use them. And I thought I'd found one called Burnett Mystical, and I was so excited. But luckily, before I rushed out to buy it, I went onto the Facebook group that I'm a member of and just typed in Mystical. And basically it's come back, and at the moment there's no certificates for the Mystical. No like EN71 and Oak Tech that we need to have in our files. So I then contacted Alison from Flossie's place, who I've bought some Burnett from before and some Premier, and she confirmed that she doesn't have the necessary certificates for UKCA compliance. And I then contacted the lady that I bought the original certificate from, because over here, if you get something tested and you have the certificates, then those certificates can, we can help out the other sellers by paying a nominal fee to the person who's had the lab results and everything, and then we can use them for our own makes as long as we've got the certificates. So I reached out to her, but she said no, she didn't have any for Mystical, and she was going to reach out to the company and ask them, and she promised to let me know, and I haven't heard. So as far as I know, Mystical is off the table, Velvet's off the table. It's only, I think as far as I'm aware at the moment, it's only Burnett Baby and Burnett Blanket. There is a really nice one that the range do, but it's not compliant, and I just don't want to use it. It's my own personal choice, although it's a legal requirement. But I have a granddaughter. I mean, I've had children, don't get me wrong, and so I was always very careful what they put in their mouths and what they played with. But I was always of the impression when I was a mum, well, it's up to me to parent and make sure that the children don't eat things they shouldn't. But now that I've got a granddaughter, and I'm obviously not the parent, but I still want to be aware that what she's putting in her mouth or playing with is safe. So if I know that there are certain things out there that don't have the compliance, I'm just not going to use them. That's my choice. So at the moment there isn't an actual decent tabby, ginger tabby, but I think that is pretty good. And obviously if you've got more white in him, because the great thing about chenille, as I said earlier, is the colorways. So now I know that I really do enjoy working with it like this. I'm going to be getting some more. Now this one is still double stranded, but I used plain white because I really wanted to feel how it would come out, or wanted to see how it would look. Now, if I was being really, really picky, I would say it doesn't look much different to doing a plain white one in Snug as a Bug. The thickness of Snug and the double-stranded thickness of the chenille pretty much the same, which is a good thing, because it means that when they're on the on my rack, when I sell them at the craft fairs and things, they won't look any different whether I've double stranded them or whether I've used the Snug. But it does feel nice. It's just got that really, I'm not going to rub it because it's white, and although my face is clean, I don't want it to transfer. But yeah, it really gives a lovely velvety feel. So but I just wanted to see how it would look if I just did one plain colour. And then this is this is another favourite, and I'll show it to you. I want to refer to it as blueberry and grape. I mean, I would never do that colourway, but I just really love the way it's come out. I love the colours, and yeah, so I was quite happy with that. I may even, now that I know that, I just love using the two strands together, and how well they come out. I mean, they're solid, they're thick, they're chunky, and they just feel so nice. Let me just stroke you. So now I know that I will definitely be investing in more, and it'll be worth it. I might try and do some that are kind of a little bit more, say, football colours, you know, because the women's football and the women's rugby are having a, you know, massive amount of recognition, as they should do at the moment. But, you know, obviously there are still plenty of men's football teams that are supported too. So I might get some of those kind of colours and just strand them like that, but just, you know, label them as Everton or Man United, or I don't watch football, so I'll just pick out some teams. So they're all the ones that I made. Now I'm going to pause you, so hang on, I'll be back in a second. You're back and I'm back. Good. Did you get yourself a cup of tea? Good. Right, so the day after I'd placed my snug order, I fell into the chenille in a big way. I can't even think why I went on to it, other than the fact that Lucy and I had been talking and I really liked it. And then she said, no, I don't use snug and the chenille. I use the two types of chenille. I was like, ooh, okay, let me give that a go. And I experimented with the blueberry and grape one, and I just thought, this is it. I have found the way that I can use chenille. So I sat there that afternoon and placed an order. Now, because I do mostly cats and dogs, it is all, at the moment, it's all natural colours. So, in fact, because it's so tightly packed, and because I'm actually going to sort out that behind me, I don't think I'm actually going to unpack it, but you can see, like, so white. Okay, always white, and that one is fudge, and then we've got a light grey, and then we've got the storm grey, yeah, storm grey, and then on the back I've got black. So what I've done is, because they're only 100-gram balls, I've basically thought into my head, right, but if I was using snug or toasty's 200, so if I was using those, I would definitely want 200 grams of each colour. So I've ordered either 2 or 3, three of the most popular colours, yeah, and then 2 of the ones that I sort of thought, yeah, I might add those in. I have since discovered that I really love using Wallen's Baby Bunny as well. And the great thing about that is it's available from the Bright Stitch down in Stoke, near Plymouth. So shout out to the Bright Stitch, Jade. At the moment they're on reduced opening hours, as most places around here are. So I've just got to work out when I can go. I know it's not going to be for the next week, because I'm going up to my daughter's next week to spend the week with her. But as soon as I can get down there, I'll place an order. I want to see the colours in person and then go, right, boom, 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 boom. So, yeah. But that's really great, because it means I don't always have to just order online. and be governed by, you know, a particular website's prices and things like that. So, oh, this bag looks a bit more exciting actually, and it's not packed quite so tightly. So perhaps if I take them out, because then I'll be able to get them back in again. So let me just show you. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this has got the colours on. Yay. Okay, so that's rust. So the others were, hang on, oh, so I will take one out because I was just going to tell you the colours. So black and white, storm grey, a lighter grey. Oh, and this is vanilla fudge. Can't say it, vanilla fudge. So in this one we've got, what should I do with that one? I was dropping everything. Right, so rust. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't personally call that rust. I'd call that more milk chocolate, because to me rust has got a bit of a red in it and this hasn't, but who am I to argue? What do I know? So I got some of those, and then this one I got was, oh, burnt orange. Now that's going to be a really nice gingery type colour. So I've got a couple of those, and I got 3 of the rust, and then I got this which is called teddy bear, I think. Oh no, brown bear, that's right. Teddy bear is the snug. Brown bear. Yeah, and I think, yeah, I think that's going to be so nice mixed in with the other colours as well. So you can expect to see a lot more of the two-way colours from me. Some of them will be one colour, will look like they're one colour, but I will have double stranded them. I just really like it. And when I did my sums, because if you've been here a while, you know that I do like to calculate how much something's going to cost. I never do this in my outside life. I haven't got a clue. I'm as ditzy as they come. But when it comes to this, I get a certain amount of thrill. I'm a 50-year-old woman. What other thrills am I getting? But actually, I'm going to cut that because that's dreadful. I do apologise. Oh, let's start again. Right, Lainey, stop it. Stop being naughty. And now I've completely forgotten. You see, this is it. This is the thing. This is what I mean by thrills. You know, if something makes me happy, let's just win with it. Let's go with it. Figuring out how much something has cost me to make. I then figure out, I know a price point. I have a price point in mind. So I work backwards from that. So I think of the price point, and then I make it, and I weigh it, and I weigh it without the stuffing in it, and then I weigh it with the stuffing in it, and I add in the cost of the eyes, and the little tag thing that we have to put on it. I have a little thing that I just call sundries, so all the little bits and pieces. Anyway, I add all of those up and see what that comes to, and then I take the price that I have in mind and obviously deduct one from the other, and if that gives me a price that I'm happy with, happy days. So I kept thinking, chenille's so expensive, like, why do I want to use it? It's expensive, it's more expensive, it's more messy, it's not as convenient, why? And I just kept coming back to, because I love the way it feels, the velvety softness. I mean, blanket yarn is, hang on, I'm reaching over here again. Yeah, blanket yarn, it is lovely and soft. But if you know the difference, you know what I'm talking about anyway. But this is just, you know, it's just on another level of softness and tactileness. And the colours, you know, even though I do mostly mostly animal colours and natural, you know, animal colours. Most of my business is commission, so you know, after I've been to an event, I fortunately, luckily, I don't know, but I am very blessed and honoured and privileged to make quite a few of people's animals for them, so mostly dogs and cats, and to be able to have a wider range, even though I do animals, but even having the options of a different type of ginger to be able to put together, you know, it's won it for me. It really has. So and also the fact that I don't necessarily have to just buy it from one website. I have got options, and even though I said I'm not a fan of Yummy as much as the Wallens or the Yarnsmiths, because I will probably always keep the kind of the base colours in stock, I know that I could pick up a Yummy, you know, if I was out of something, or if I saw a particularly nice colourway, because they've got a couple of really lovely turquoisey colours in the Yummy range, which I might get, but I can do that because I can get them from local shops. So yeah, saving on postage and things. So that's my little yarn haul, and that's my little makes for this week. So that's pretty much where I'm going to leave the video. And I will try and be fancy tomorrow when I'm sorting out this mess. Try and have you on record and see if we can get through it together. Yeah, I am excited at the fact that when I go next door, it's going to be a lot bigger. So I'm not quite sure whether all of what I've just bought, I keep looking down because everything's down here. Let me see if I can show you. So excuse the bed. But yeah, everything's kind of down here on the floor. So every time I'm referring to something, I keep looking at it, and then sorry, my hand was in the way. But I keep forgetting that, of course, you can't see what I'm looking at. So me going like that brings nothing to your table. But so I might not, well, I won't get around to putting those up on the shelf. And the other thing I've got to do, and I've just realised, is I've got to sit and wind them all. And I can't decide yet. Oh, actually, here's something you can help me with. Please, please, please let me know. So what you do. So with the snug, I always wind them. I use my Kado ball winder. I split them. Well, I don't do it as an exact science. I don't do them exactly in half. What I do with the Kado is I start to wind. When it's got so big that it's kind of filled the base of the Kado, I cut the arm. And that's one ball, like that. And then I just wind up the rest of the ball. So it always comes out in two. So for every two so that's going to give me four usable balls. And I started doing that because last year for my birthday, my then 11-day-old granddaughter bought me a ball holder. You know, the ones that you crochet or knit with or whatever, and it twists around. She bought one for my birthday and absolutely love it. But they do work much better when the balls when it's wound into balls as opposed to keeping it in a skein. It's possible for the skein, although the snug is a bit too thick, but for the chenille it is possible to keep it in the skein, but it does make it a little bit messy. So my question is, do you bother winding the chenille? I did do it, I haven't got one to show you, so I'm looking over there now. I did do it on a load of others that I bought, and it honestly was a complete pain in the ass. It took ages, because even though it's it's much smaller ball, it's only 100 grams, and it will go into one ball. Yeah, there was an awful lot of fluff everywhere. It was quite fiddly. Even just I can never find the center pull with these skeins at all. I always work from the outer edge. So when I'm winding it, I keep it in a bag or a basket at my feet, and I kind of like sort of pull it. I can't demonstrate because you won't be able to see my feet. so that'd be completely pointless. But yeah, I take, if that was the loose end, and I sit there and I'm pulling it like that as it's going round the winder. So it was a lot of work. When it's done, it does make my life easier, but I just don't know whether it's worth the hassle. Or do you just use them like this? Let me know. Let me know how you do it. But like, for instance, here, I just can't find the centre pull at all. So, you know, by the time I'm trying to find that and pulling it out, I've got half the skein all pulled out like it's some big pile of vomit. So I may as well just pull it out. So I could, in theory, I could actually use that on my winder, because it would just go through the middle. So there's that option. But also when they're in the ball, sorry, excuse me if you can hear my stomach rumbling. If once it's in the ball, as opposed to the skein, this is kind of quite loose and it's really held together by the ball band anyway. So once that comes out, once that comes off and I start to use it and it gets looser and looser, I then find that you end up with just like a pile of mess. Whereas again, if it's in the ball, it keeps it a lot neater. But I'd really love to know what you do. Do you bother? It probably won't make any difference to what I end up doing. I probably will end up doing them. I'll stick a film on. I'll sit with my mum and I'll just wind and wind and wind. In fact, Strictly starts tomorrow night, Saturday. I don't know when you'll see this. Don't know how much I'm going to need to edit. But yeah, if this comes out at any time resembling the 20th of December, 21st of December, honestly, 21st of September, then Strictly starts tomorrow night, and it's the launch show, and it's one where they get paired up. I don't particularly like that show. Particularly, I like it when it's got on a little bit and you've got the good people in it, or they don't even have to be good, but just the ones that are really trying hard. That's when I like to see it. But I do tend to watch it from the beginning, and it's something I can watch with my mum. So maybe I'll do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. We'll see. Yarn wall first. So I need to sort that out anyway, because I've got colours downstairs that need to come up here and go into their little cubby holes, so that then I really do know what I've got. Because I know some of the snug that I ordered might not necessarily have needed it, but because I was, you know, on a roll with ordering, I just kind of got in all the extras anyway. So pray for me winding this lot up, because even the snug takes ages. And I will catch up with you very, very soon. I haven't got anything booked in at the moment until Goose Fair, and that's first week of October, middle week of October. Where are we? 10th, 8th, 9th, 10th. It's sometime in October. That's my next trade fair, craft fair, trade show, whatever you want to call it, event. So I'm getting loads of stuff ready for that, doing as much as I can, still sending some stock out to the shops, still got some commissions, and so yeah, I've got plenty to keep me busy, and now I've got about 1 million balls that I need to wind. So I will love you and leave you, and I will be back soon. And yeah, in the meantime, don't forget, if you do the crochet roulette, please join in. You can find details of that in my channel on other videos. I'm not going to attempt to link it because I'm not very good at that, but just look at the other videos, and yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. All right, take care, lots of love, bye for now.